Hello, hello, hello. And how are we doing today? I hope you're doing well. Guys, I promised you all today we will be talking about Islam in the UK. Like I said yesterday, the UK is sleeping. They are sleeping. They are fast asleep. Some Muslims would make you think we're just moderates. We're just the good guys out here. We don't want all these bad things in our book to happen. But when the bad things do happen in the name of Islam, where are the moderates then? Where are the moderates when these things happen? They're nowhere to be found. They're nowhere to be found. I see some of you already here. Hey, Nabil Dawood, hello. Says England have to stand up for UKJC. What's UKJC? Save the country against all the invasion of undesirables for the kingdom. What kingdom? This is not a joke. Look what happened to Iraq, Egypt. What do you mean UKJC? Not sure I understand. Who's UKJC? Isham in the UK. Isham. I see what you did there. Isham. Watchman for Today Reloaded says Isham in the UK is already a disaster, and the problem is only worsening thanks to our atheist community friends who have no problem marching with Islamists. With hello, Watchman for Today, you're blaming atheists now? Watchman for Today, you're blaming atheists now for the increase of Islam. Is this what we're doing out here? Saying um, the problem is only worsening thanks to our atheist communist friends who have no problems marching with Islamists. So this Christian person says it's the atheist communists. Guys, this is why religion will just mess you up. Religion will make you think, okay, mine is the good one. I've got it good over here. They over there, it's them over there. They're the problem. Them. That's what religion would make people do. But their own religion out here making a mockery of itself every day. Never mind, today's not about Christianity. Hey Kiko Lansik, how are you? Good to see you. Peace be upon all of us. Thank you, Danisha, my friend. How are you? Say no to Islam. Right, I completely agree. James Apperson, hello. Very few atheists are communists. Just how does this relate to atheists, communists? This conversation of Islam in the UK. How did we go from from London to Jericho? There's nothing connecting. So anyway, never mind. I'm just gonna leave it. Right, say what? I'm not marching with it. Ah, yeah. And yet being a communist doesn't cause non-communist religions to spread, you know? But what do they know? What do they know? What do they know? I'm fine and I'm not a communist. Okay. All right. Got that. Uh, Kiko says, I hope you are safe in the UK. I am safe. I am. And um, this is a conversation that we need to have. Um, on the thumbnail of this particular video, there's a young man that was killed by Islamist radicals. Lee Rigby, I remember when this happened. It was so upsetting, but I didn't understand what it was at the time. I had no clue, the lengths that people would go for their ideologies. I had no clue. Only until recently that I've decided to dig further into Islam, reading the Quran, right, engaging with Muslims, that I realized, ooh, this is bad. Yeah, this is bad. Just the other day, I was talking to a Muslim man. I will upload it onto here. I was talking to a Muslim man and I asked him, what is the penalty for leaving Islam? And he said, no, it's nothing. You can leave if you want. You can leave. But if you critique Islam, then you have to be taken out. And I asked him, okay, what if one of your children decides that they don't? What if one of your children decide they don't want to be a part of the religion anymore? What's going to happen then? And he said, um, yeah, the law would have to take its course. He said it with his full chest. I said, your child? He said, yes. Hey, when your child, listen, it's not even something that should even be considered. But when you would put your religion above your own children, that's fucked up. That is completely fucked up. And that kind of ideology, my goodness, is this, well, they say this is why I'm interested in, Islam. It's the rhetoric that it is the fastest growing religion. And so for me, I want to see, does it have the truth? Is Islam the truth? Because if Islam is not the truth, then it is the fastest growing delusion. It is the fastest growing delusion, not the fastest growing, well, yeah, fastest growing religion, but also the fastest growing delusion. Delusion on a grand scale. So, in the UK, the population of Christians is dwindling. The number of Christians, according to the last census, now, once upon a time, you could call the UK a Christian nation. Now, the UK is no longer a Christian nation. Why? Because for the first time in a long, long time, there are now more people that they've got no religion. They identify as having no religion, which is, I'm one of those people, right? I don't have a religion. And so that number has surpassed Christianity. There's more people living without a religion. And that number is set to grow. But Islam is growing too. Islam is growing too. So should the UK be worried? Should the UK wake up from their slumber? Well, we will have a look at a couple of videos and we will make up our minds whether some people need to wake up or maybe they should just keep on sleeping. Just keep on sleeping. Right. Guys, please make sure you give the stream a thumbs up, okay? And if there is any Muslim in the chat, you're listening to me, and you would like to come up and prove that your religion is the truth, I don't mind. I can take one or two Muslims who would like to prove to us that Islam is the truth. I mean, I'm open to conversation. So if any Muslim is interested, if I will keep saying it, so in case any more persons is a Muslim and you want to make us understand. But in the meantime, we'll go and watch a couple of videos. But please give the stream a thumbs up. And so for those of you who don't live in the UK, but you're interested in the outlook of Islam in the UK, you might just be in for a rude shock. The things that have been allowed to go on, it has been vile. And so I will tell you this: this is not a one-time video. This is a series. This is a series because it's it's a lot. It's a lot. I would like to talk on the army official. Was he army? He was army, wasn't he? Lee Rigby. I'd like to do that, but we'll get to it. Never mind. So let's. I hope you guys can see this. Hey, Robert X, good to see you. Dog, hey, dog. How are you, my friend? Long time no see. Dog, hope you're all right. Dog, you should be concerned. I'm sure you are. I know you are. You know, these conversations we always have. But the outlook of Islam in the UK, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, what's that going to look like? What is that going to look like? Well, let's go see.
The Kuffar, you can go to hell. Christianity can go to hell. We are Muslim Patrol. Islam is here in London.
There's a weird thing happening in East London. Two small groups of radicals have set up quasi-vigilante organisations to enforce their ideology on the streets at night. One is a group of hardline Muslims campaigning for Sharia law.
You cannot cast like that in Muslim area.
It's Great Britain.
It's not so Great Britain. Vigilantes implementing Islam upon your own necks.
And the other is a militant nationalist group with strong Islamophobic tendencies called Britain First.
It's our country. You want to live here? You'll be out by our law. Terrorist scum! Terrorist scum!
It's a kind of turf war between Britain's two least popular gangs.
To me, to be British means to be alcoholic.
You're an animal.
To be British, to be a drug addict. To be British is to be a paedophile. You know what we say? You're British.
English is to be what? A drug addict. To be English is to be an alcoholic. To be English is to be a pedophile. Really? Hello? How old was your prophet? Can anybody remind me? How old was the prophet of Islam when he married that again? Can someone tell me? How old was the young girl? How old was the young girl and how old was the prophet? Can anyone remind me, please? I would like to know. Does anybody know? How old was the let's see your comments. He's saying that English people are pedophiles. Aisha was 6. How do you look at a 6-year-old and think, I want to marry her? I mean, whether back in those days, whether now, just how? How old was the prophet, please? Does anybody know how old was the prophet? How old was the prophet? Does anybody know the age of the prophet? 6-year-old, guys. 6. That how do you come up with something like that when in your religion it is worse? Paul's Katna, hey, good to see you. Dog says, I said there will be no holy wars here. This is a battle between radicalized and the stupid. The country is too diverse to allow Sharia laws in the communities. Listen, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. We need to not sleep. We need to not sleep. The British people had some really lovely people. They're really just good at heart. I mean, for the most of them, I'm saying. Not everyone, of course. But I mean, I live in the UK, so I would know. But to call them alcoholics, come on, why would you do something like that? He was 53 and a 6 year. No, hold on. Okay, no, Paul, was he 53 when he married her? And what age? 1 second, my friends, 1 second. Sorry, that's just my son. Let's see. From what you read, 53 and 6. Right? I'm in the US and I don't know many Brits, but you all are cool here. Well, I'm African, but just live in the UK, right? Okay, well that was a typo. Okay, right. Let's. No, I need to hear this guy again. I know how people make these wild claims, and the main person in your religion, he is the very thing you're accusing other people of. I wouldn't be accusing others if I were you. Mm-mm. I would be burying my head in shame. Like, no, let's not be saying this outside. Let's not say this outside. No, we can say this inside where nobody see, but outside, no, shh, 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 shh. No, don't do that. So, what did this guy say again? He said what?
What does it mean to be British? To me, to be British means to be alcoholic.
You're an animal.
To be British, to be a drug addict. To be British is to be a paedophile. You know what we say? You're British as shit. Can go to hell.
Muslim paedophile grooming gangs off our streets.
High-level
Well,
political discourse
you
on the
will
streets of
get
London. Two groups of
that
men
in
shouting
recent
paedophile at one
years.
another. So, do you mind talking on camera? Who's it for? This company called Vice?
Did you get arrested for knocking the camera out of hand?
There's a little bit of tension boiling outside
When you
Paddington
call
Green right now.
for those
These
kind of
guys are
names,
being slightly more
what
PR
do you
friendly.
think
You don't
is
recognise British law at all.
going
You
to
believe in Islam, you believe in Sharia, and that's
you
what
think you're going to get in
Have you
you're
come
going to
across
get
the
some
Christian
love
patrols that
and
have been set up
kindness?
in response to the Muslim
It's
ones?
not.
I just, it's the racist group.
What about if they physically intimidated one of your patrols?
We don't go and get a cheek if they insist on using violence. We'll use self-defense measures to protect ourselves.
We have invited a special guest, a source of anger, frustration, and hatred for all of you inside. Anjem Chowdhury.
My dear Muslims and non-Muslims, we stand here today to forbid the evil of man-made law.
Anjem Chowdhury is one of the biggest tabloid hate figures in the UK, and he is the ex-leader and founder of several hardline Islamist groups currently banned under the UK Terrorism Act.
This
Chowdhury
guy
has been linked to a number of
is
convicted
dead.
terrorists, such as Michael Adebolaja.
Yes. And this is why we need to talk about this. That Anjem Chowdhury. I remember he was a big name years ago. I was too Christian at the time to pay attention to what was going on in Islam. But now, at least I don't have that, because they used to tell us that, no, you're not to mix with other religions and this and that. So anything Islam, I won't even touch it with the longest pole. But now, as an atheist, look, I know more about religions as an atheist. I know more about Christianity as an atheist. I've got 3 Quran books. I've got 3 of those now. I never owned one, never read one as a Christian, never. But as an atheist, I'm keen to know what's this got to say. Because what is it all about? I want to know as an atheist. This was sickening. What happened to Lee Rigby? That was the height of evil. I didn't see any liberal Muslims condemn this. And if they did, they were too quiet. This radicalized Muslim man by Anjan Chowdhury goes on to commit a crime like this. Liberal Muslims, where were you then? How did we sit, fold our hands and say nothing? Where was the placard saying we denounce this? We are not in support of. That is a man who just was on his way to work, on his way minding his business that morning. And this Muslim guy decides, Allahu Akbar, your life. He did it so brazen. Broad daylight. Look at. I was disgusted because this guy is a Nigerian, originally Nigerian. Goodness gracious. But now radicalized by Anjem Chowdhury. And when he was doing this, he was shouting, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Oh, but he's not a real Muslim, guys. He's not the real one. No, this one's not the real one. No, this guy's not real. But he's shouting Allahu Akbar as he's doing the evil.
One of the killers of Lee Rigby, pictured here with Chowdhury at a protest in London in 2007.
That is why they are worried.
What it is a microcosm of how different the extreme factions operating within Britain today are. On one hand, you got Anjem Chowdhury who's preaching holy war, and on the other hand, you got Britain First, who are basically preaching anti-Anjem Chowdhury.
Muslim terrorists off our street.
Are you saying me? You're the coward.
Find you again, Chowdhury. Talk to you soon, Chowdhury. Put the cat on, we're coming.
Britain First are the noisiest faction of the increasingly balkanised British far-right protest movement.
These groups, these anti-Islam groups, it's like brewing. It's like you guys just want to do the minimum. Let's see what happens. Right? We can, commit one atrocity or the other. We'll see what happens. And you expect these people to sit, fold their hands and do nothing? Guys, have you guys, let me see, please, I need answers in the chat. Have you guys heard of the sex grooming gangs? The predominantly Muslim sex grooming gangs in the UK. Have you heard of those? That's a live stream. Might do that tomorrow. No, you know what? I'll have to decide how I'm going to do this. Yeah, it's like I said, this whole UK thing is a whole series, right? So let me tell you just the brief overview of the Islamic grooming, sex grooming gangs. So you get all these people relocating from Afghanistan and these Muslim countries. Now they come to the UK. It's very liberal here. Girls are allowed to walk the streets. People are allowed to get on. And these men with very high libidos, they've got their women at home. But no, they want what doesn't belong to them. And so, because a lot of them now have the fast food restaurants, they're the ones, a lot of the fish and chip shops, owned by some of these people. And so young girls come into the store, coming to buy chicken and chips, And one of the men in there says, I can give it to you for free if you do me some favors. Young girl hasn't got lots of money, thinks, okay, I'm hungry, I need to eat. And then she's young, trying to discover herself. You know, they target the youngins, the young ones. That's the target. And so this young girl starts to give this man favors. That man tells another tells another. Before you know it, there's a whole group of these men, Muslim men, have wives at home, but are busy diddling young girls. These gangs have been busted. It's been a whole madness. And it brings questions, because I'm thinking, where are the parents of these girls? Where are the fathers? So the Muslims give a picture that UK girls are, they're loose, they're easy. Muslim women, they cover up so we can identify our sisters. We know not to touch. But the ones who, we see them, and it's crazy. But don't worry, we will talk on that. We will talk on the grooming gangs, the Muslim grooming gangs. Now, I'm going to put a disclaimer out there. And the disclaimer is this. The majority of the men who were doing this were Muslims. I would not say it's the religion that made them do it. But one thing was common with these gangs is that these men were Muslims and these girls were youngsters. They were children, white girls, and Muslim grown men. So make of that what you will. I will put some videos together, and we will talk about. You heard? Oh, Tommy Robinson. Yeah, he's been. I'm not sure what I think of Tommy Robinson. I've never really delved deep into Tommy Robinson, but I should, yeah, I will do that. The non-progressive Islamic nations still practicing the same Christian tradition of biblical days when they branched away. The New Testament stops the Christian violence with Jesus the peacemaker. Okay. They're used to women being covered up and hidden away. They are uncivilized. It's absolutely crazy. Your religion says no sex if you're not married. But these men are busy having sex with these girls because they're not married to them. Oh, in Islam, we're not allowed to do this. We're not allowed. But you're out there doing this, the very thing. These men, if they were in their countries that they come from originally, they would have been found guilty of adultery. And the sentence, please, can anyone tell me what is the sentence for adultery in Islam? What is the sentence for sleeping with somebody who is not your wife in Islam? They would have received harsh punishments in their country of origin. But they come to the UK and it's a free-for-all. Their sentences are not even, they're not strong enough. But, well, it is what it is.
We do not want to live under Sharia law, and that is exactly why we're here. And we've got one hell of a fight on our hands, gentlemen.
The guy behind Britain First is Paul Golding, a man who has set himself up as Anjem Choudhury's nemesis. In fact, the reason he wasn't at this protest was because the week before, he had arranged an ambush on Choudhury at his house.
So we're here tonight to do a doorstep demonstration. We're going to show Anjem Choudhury exactly what we think of him.
As Anjem arrived home with his wife and children, Paul Golding and a group of Britain First members surrounded his car and screamed abuse him. Paul Golding was arrested for suspected harassment of Choudhury, and his bail conditions forbid him from entering London and engaging in any political activities.
Funny thing is, the last few days I had this idiot Paul Golding at my door. He's Britain fast, he's racist.
This
And the
guy
funny
was
thing is, they arrested him, and his
Anjem
medical condition is he
Chowdhury.
can't come into London.
And I think, where's Anjem Chowdhury now? 1 second. What happened to him? Anjem Chowdhury. I think, what happened to him? Let's see. He was charged with 3 terrorism offenses. So where is he now? Radical UK Islamist preacher Anjem Chowdhury. All right, let's do this. Let me share what I'm reading here. Radical UK Islamist terrorist offences. British radical Islamist has been charged with 3 terrorism offences after being arrested in London last week. They've been charged with membership of a prescribed organisation, directing a terrorist organisation, and addressing meetings to encourage support for a prescribed organisation, police said. Right, let's see. So what happened? Did he... Can you imagine? Anjem Chowdhury, the former head of the now banned organisation Al Muhajirun, he drew attention for praising the men responsible for the 9/11 attacks on the United States and saying he wanted to convert Buckingham Palace into a mosque. I say the UK, they're sleeping. They're sleeping. And guys, this is no hate to Muslims at all, right? I know some decent Muslims. But if the ideology Islam is not, if it is not true, if the God of Islam does not exist, it means that you all have let evil happen in the name of your beliefs. Beliefs are things you accept with no evidence. That's what beliefs are. And Islam is a belief. There are lots of wild claims in Islam there is no evidence for. There is no evidence for at all. And so if the religion of Islam is not true, you all, well, the ones who support terrorism, support all this evil, you have done your own people a huge disservice. You have allowed evil to happen because you have accepted it. You have clapped while it happened. So, hey, get woke. Yeah, get woke. Yeah, we're talking about Islam in the UK today. Chowdhury got arrested. I know he's a free man now. Wow. Says it better worse than chopping off a hand. Which one? Which one is worse than chopping off a hand? Love one. What do you mean better than chopping off a hand? What do you mean by that? What do you mean? Okay. That's music to my ears, and I love it. That the UK is not sleeping. Our intelligence agents among the best in the world. They are well on top of the radicals. That is amazing. But for me, it's just the lone rangers, the ones who decide I want to take matters into my hands. Those are hard to have surveillance on, but it's ongoing concern. All right, let's finish this Yeah.
Yeah, Britain First. That's not stupid, honestly.
Ever since the EDL imploded after Tommy Robinson resigned, there's been a kind of power vacuum surrounding far-right politics in Britain. Now, the latest group to throw their hat in the ring are Britain First. These guys kind of see themselves as the black ops of the far-right movement. If the ADL were the drunken infantry, these guys see themselves as a specialist SAS task force designed for exterminating the most dangerous of Muslim extremists.
Ban the burqa! Ban the burqa! There's no place in our Christian country for Sharia law. There's no place for jihad. If you don't like it, go back to your own country.
So we come to meet Paul Golding, and he's shown
But
up
this
in an
is
enormous
what-
armoured.
So this is what people resorted, well, this group resorted to doing, because these Muslims, they started going beyond themselves, man. You're going to see it in a minute. You're going to see what started to happen. What? In the UK? Huh. Oh my. Correct, Esther. The lone radicals are unpredictable. Exactly. Yeah. Love one says, their punishment better or worse than whose punishment? My previous video, yes, yesterday's video. That was yesterday's. That was the one from Nigeria. Whose punishment are you talking about? Whose punishment? The punishment is better or worse than the guy that who are you talking about? It's the who that I'm interested in. Right, okay.
Jeep. It's the kind of thing that people drive through Syria in.
Hello. This is an ex-British Army Land Rover from Afghanistan, armour plated, bulletproof glass, and we've got this at our disposal now.
It looks like you're preparing for war.
Britain First is a no-nonsense, headstrong organisation. We're doing the job that the government refused to do, which is clamp down on Muslim extremism in this country. People like Anjem Chowdhury, as you know, is connected to at least one of the people who butchered Lee Rigby on the streets of religion, and all the other Muslim groups we're going to be going up against, all the Muslim patrols in various areas. We're here to oppose them, to show them that they can't get away with it scot-free. And if that puts us in the line of danger, that's something we're willing to go along with.
So you've been banned from the capital of England?
Yes. And I'm not allowed to engage in any political activities.
So today, you're going to respond to that ban? You're going to respond to your bail conditions?
Absolutely. I'm going to hand in a letter rescinding my agreement to the bail conditions that were imposed on me. We will not tolerate Islamic extremists threatening this country.
No.
We will not tolerate police harassment. The harder we get hit, the harder we will hit back.
Guys, okay. Oh, sugar. Oh, sorry. Some people are not sleeping. They're saying, look.
The Tories are confronting people involved in prostitution.
We do this. We are not afraid. We will confront. the nonsense.
He's preparing for war in a way, and I'm dubious about whether or not he's going to get his war. But I guess if you go looking for a fight hard enough, eventually you'll find it.
Guys, talking about this as a war. Now,
the Muslim patrols are run by.
This is where Islam started to cross boundaries. If your beliefs are yours, but when you take your beliefs out on the streets and now you want to impose that onto others, that's where your beliefs become a problem and they need to be talked about. Somebody needs to be doing something. Imagine if everyone who had a religious belief did exactly what you're doing. Imagine everyone. I know the other religions, they're not about recruiting people, they're not about imposing things. But imagine if the Buddhists were out on the streets. Imagine if the Sikhs were out on the street. Imagine if the Hindus were out on the street. Imagine if everybody who had a religious belief was doing the same thing what you're doing. I bet you wouldn't like it then. So why is it okay to do this? These people are basically Britain's KKK. Religion is the excuse. Yes, you're right. Somebody's got to take on this extremist. Exactly. Mr. Barrister John Barossa, hello. Good evening, my dear. What's your thoughts on this statement? Extreme Islam is the snake in the grass. Extreme Islam is the snake in the grass. Moderate Islam is the grass. That the snake hides in. I love that. I absolutely love that. Hold on, I need to do this because, wow. When Lee Rigby died, where was the outcry? Where were the moderates then? All the people that have been taken out at the hands of Islam. When the people are committing these acts, they're saying, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. When this is happening, where are the moderates? Nowhere to be found. I went to an event recently. In fact, I think I should do a live stream on that so you can see Islam. This isn't a video which I'm playing on here. I was the one recording. So I went to an event by the National Secular Society here in the UK. It was Islam Day, right? They had speakers who were Muslims, but the majority of them seemed to be liberals. There was a feminist Muslim woman. There was I'll show it to you guys. There were speakers, and I thought, wow, this is progressive. This is good. But guess what? My goodness. In the crowd, while we were sitting there were people who were opposed to what these people were saying, and they were making their opinions known in the crowd. The thing nearly became a whole fight. It nearly became a whole fight. Oh my goodness, these people were angry. Muslim versus Muslim. Muslims versus Muslims. I sat there thinking, wow, this is in the UK. This is in Birmingham. You could see going after each other because these people are choosing to be more they're choosing to be more secular. They're choosing to keep it contained. But no, these lots were not having it. They came to that event for the sole purpose of disrupting. And I've got some of it actually recorded. So yeah, we will. Okay, dog. Another show. Okay, all right, dog. Right, see you later. Danisha says, I can tell you for sure that I wasn't a moderate when Danisha, were you Muslim? Were you? Danisha, I didn't know you were a Muslim. Or did I know just didn't?
A guy called Abdul Mahid, a member of Anjem Chowdhury's entourage.
No.
In 2007, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison for shouting "Bomb the UK" at a protest. We met him on one of the East London Sharia patrols, which have become notorious for confronting people involved in prostitution.
It's a Muslim area and you're not wanted around here. You can't say, I respect your faith respectfully, and then be in our area whoring yourself out.
This area is quite famous for becoming a red light district. There have been a number of stickers being put.
Of all the places you guys go to, of all the places you go to where these people are busy just minding their business. It shows what your priorities are. If the ladies of the night are busy doing their thing, who are they hurting? How does it affect you? How does it affect you? Guys, these are the same men that would take those numbers and be contacting these ladies on the side. If we had to go and check some of these people, their search history on their phones, hey, you see what you will find there. A lot of these are hypocrites. A lot of these people trying to go and tell other people how to live their lives, what you must do, not do. These are hypocrites. They'll be the same ones sliding in the any chance I can have Of all the places you can protest, of all the places, why go to where the ladies of the night are busy minding their business? It shows where your priorities are. It shows where your priorities are.
Putting lampposts illegally.
That is how we save these women from all these sexual diseases.
Phone cards,
They said they are
advertising,
saving
massage
women.
parlors. Yeah,
Hold
find the
on.
telephone
They
number in the
said
phone boxes in
they are
Ilford Lane.
saving women from sexual diseases. They are saving women from sexual diseases. These men are saving women from sexual diseases. Oh, you need a round of applause. Saving women from sexually transmitted diseases. Hello, where are the women getting these sexually transmitted diseases from? Where were these militant groups when those Muslim men were busy diddling those young girls in Rotherham and Bradford? Where were you guys when men were busy diddling those little babies? Nowhere to be found. And here you are. You want to help these women. No, your priorities are completely misplaced. This is not where you're needed, not here. You should go and be doing something better with your time and leave people alone. Leave people alone.
We save these women from all these sexual diseases.
Phone cards, advertising, massage parlors. Yeah, find the telephone number in the phone boxes in Ilford Lane.
Even
Do you know what you're doing is
reading
illegal and unacceptable? Your business is not welcome in this area. We, the Muslim community, will continue to patrol the streets and clear all the vices and illegal activities that you're conducting, ruining the lives of the community.
But this PR-friendly walk through the neighbourhood was pretty different from the country's first look at the Muslim patrols.
Remove yourself away from the mosque.
In early 2013, a series of videos emerged online featuring young Muslim men filming themselves aggressively enforcing Sharia law on the streets of London.
No drink in this area. It's a Muslim area. Okay.
Muslim area.
No alcohol. Yes.
Guys, it's a Muslim area in the UK. These people, they started putting together their own little patches and saying this area is Muslim. A Muslim area. The man is asking, why are you bothering me? Why are you bothering? He's just minding his business. He's just going his way. What is this? Religion is evil. It will make you look at somebody who is minding their business and think that somehow it is your duty to impose your beliefs on. It is your beliefs. Keep it to yourself and leave folks alone. Mr. Barrister John says it's not only Rotherham and Bradford, but every town and city in the UK, and it still happens today, estimated to be hundreds of thousands of victims. I completely agree, because that's the only one that has been that there has been evidence for. Can you imagine what's going on? Can you imagine the things that are not reported? Can you imagine, right? In fact, you can't even begin to imagine it. I bet there are many more Bradfords and Rotherhams. There's many more. It's. But if you go and look at all those chicken and chip shops, the fish and chips, the kebab shops, go and look at who is that. You know, those Rotherham people. They had the chicken and chip shop at the bottom. Upstairs, they had the room where the girls were lured up there, and they will take it in turns to have sex with these little girls, Muslim men.
Because you're walking through a Muslim area, you're dressed like a fag, mate. You need to get out of it. Get out of it, you fag.
Well, the footage you've just seen is of some Muslim Sharia patrols on the streets of East London. Well, this is one thing that we've been investigating for quite a while, and it's about time that we started combating these Muslim patrols, started taking the fight to them.
These videos gave Paul Golding the ammunition he needed to push his fantastical narrative of the encroaching Islamification of Britain. As such, Britain first began taking direct action against the Muslim patrols by setting up their own Christian patrols.
Not the Christians taking matters in while the Muslims are busy doing their patrols. I mean, Christians are saying, okay, listen, what the government won't do, we're prepared to. That's just what's going to happen. So this idea of bring Sharia into the UK, not going to happen. When you have men like these who are willing to put their lives on the line, not going to. You have these kind of people to contend with. Even though they're Christians, but no, they're ready to protect theirs. They're ready to stand for what belongs and say no. Yes, we have allowed things to slide. Yes, we've given our daughters. We didn't put we didn't care for them or look after them the way we should have. Yes, we recognize yes, a flaw on our part, but no, we are taking that back and we are changing the narrative. Looking, thank you, Elle. Elle, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well, my love. Hi. Okay, so this is a conversation, Muslim, and folks, please, are Muslims allowed to smoke? This is what I didn't understand here. Guys smoking, I don't know. I don't think I've seen any. Have I ever seen any Muslims smoking? I don't really know. But are Muslims allowed to smoke? What do you think? Yes or no?
All our children and grandchildren can be a despised minority in our own country. You've only got to look at places where the Muslims are already the majority. Places like East London, for example. What's happening? Vigilante Muslim gangs are out there attacking people. We'll find out everything there is to know about them and hit them where they're weakest. If they don't like it, so what? If the police don't like it, so what? They arrest us, we'll go to prison, come out, and we'll do it again.
I'm standing in a car park somewhere in London, and we're here to meet Britain first. They've told us to meet us here because there's an operation planned for tonight. Now, we don't know what that means. We don't know what they've got planned. Perhaps today is a little bit of a test to see whether or not this group actually are the militant, organized bunch they claim to be, or just a ragtag load of hoodlums. There's about 5 cars here with about 17 guys in it. Some of them are pretty nervous about being on camera, though.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have a convoy going through Brick Lane very slowly. And our activists are going to be basically walking alongside the vehicles, giving out our Christian patrol leaflets.
What about if the police stop you?
Stop us for what? We're here in our own country, protected by laws passed by Parliament to carry out political activities and do whatever we want.
I mean business.
Right, let's go.
The complete what do you call this kind of vehicle? Bulletproof.
Is to try and strangle and suffocate.
I don't know what you call it.
In this country.
You're the leader of this group. Is there a military commander from history who particularly inspires you?
Well, you have Winston Churchill, who led us through the Second World War. He said that Islam in a human is as bad as rabies in a dog.
Islam, what? Say that again. Islam is what?
You're the leader of this group. Is there a military commander from history who particularly inspires you?
Well, you have Winston Churchill, who led us through the Second World War. He said that Islam in a human is as...
Islam is as dangerous to men as rabies was to dogs. This was Churchill? He said this? Oh, wow. Okay. So are you saying Churchill, he knew about this from way back then? Okay. Gerwalk says, shisha perhaps. No, it was a cigarette. It wasn't shisha. It was a cigarette. Most likely cultural. I've heard secondhand story of people being ashamed and they do smoke. Okay. I mean, listen. Because it's a belief system, people will practice it however they see fit. Nobody can follow their religious beliefs 100%. Follow all the laws, right? Practice everything. It's impossible. It is impossible. Just forget it. Whether Christian, Muslim, Judaism, whatever ism, it's impossible to And so for me, it's not about judging that person smoking. No, he's an adult. He can do whatever he wants. But it's just funny how they say we're not allowed to do this in the religion, and then you see them doing it. You see, they're not allowed to drink. You see Muslims drinking. I mean here in the UK. Yes, I've seen Muslims drinking here in the UK. So I don't know.
Bad as rabies in the dog. We're out here doing the police job if they're unwilling to do it because of absolute terror of being branded racist. They're just simply turning a blind eye to what's going on.
Now, folks, what's this thing about calling people racist when you're talking about Islam? What's that about? I've listened to some debates, and the next thing you hear, oh, you're just being racist. And I'm like, hello? When did race come into this? They're talking about Islam, talking about the Quran, talking about the life of the Prophet and the hadiths and since when did it become a racial thing? Does anybody know why race gets brought in this conversation? I don't know. James Tank says, do you see UK Muslims becoming less religious over time or more religious? My opinion is that the Muslims that are giving birth to children, right? Maybe not the Muslims, those, especially the ones who relocated. I don't know if I would say that for them, but their children who they're giving birth to here, who are raised in this secular society and mingling with people from all different faiths, yeah, they're going to be challenging the religion a whole lot more. They're going to be more and more apostates. It's going to happen. It's the children, right? The younger generation, right? Because the schools here, only if you go to a private school, private religious school, and even private religious schools still have to, the government still has a say in their curriculum. It's not just, because it's a government school, because it's a private school, we can do whatever the hell we want. Oh, no, 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 no. Government still would need to know what the curriculum is like, right? They still would do inspections, they still would go in. But if it is a public school, no, it is religion gets put on the side. Church of England schools now, the Church of England schools, those ones are having to they're being it's like a goat that says, no, I don't want to go. And when they say you have to go, man, please. Look, like it or not, the Church of England schools are having to bend. Because times are changing. Times are changing. In fact, in the House of Lords, they used to have 21 bishops from the Church of England. They would have they had automatic seats in the House of Lords. Automatic, because once upon a time it was Christianity that ruled. But right now they're lobbying. Those people should not be there. They should not be there. What are they doing over there? I mean, what? Why? Bishops in the House of Lords. Why? So the younger generation, many more apostates right now are being groomed as apostates. Maybe because they still live with mom and dad, they may not be able to speak out. But I've met a few. So because I am in two groups. I am in the Humanist UK and Atheism UK. I sit on the board of, well, the Humanist UK, I'm on the board of my local chapter, and Atheism UK, I'm on the board for Atheism UK. And we get a lot of Muslims contacting these two groups. Yes, we get a lot of Muslims, younger Muslims, contacting the groups. They're leaving. They want protection. They want, help. They want guidance. They realize that this is, and they can't leave. I've met a few of them myself. I've met them. They've come to meetings. Yeah. So that number is growing. That number is growing. Gerwalk says, what did Gerwalk say? Gerwalk, what did Gerwalk say? Especially knowing that the girl children are exposed to another way of life. Right. Raise the roof. Hey Malaka, good to see you. Esther, there is a somewhat progressive female space, an organization for Muslim women in the UK. Seems to meld some leftist or progressive language with a more UKized Islam. Okay. Gewok, do you know the name for it? Do you know the name? Right. Calling critics of Islam racist is an Islamic tactic to shut down criticism. Some progressives started picking up on that language to target our sensibilities. Okay. I get that. I get why they would want to do that. Because when you start saying, oh, it's racism. But no, we are critical thinking minds. And so I'm sorry, shout racism all you want. This is an ideology, and every ideology can be critiqued. Every belief system can be challenged. So I don't know why. Anyway, they can't even leave Islam in the UK. Kiko, they cannot. Kiko, there was one time in fact, Kiko, do you know in the UK there are Sharia courts within the small community there? Sharia courts where they make decisions here and there. So, but I mean, the more we keep on having these conversations, the more we keep on, hopefully, many more will start to challenge. This is something that I wish that many more ex-Muslims will continue to do. We can never have too many ex-Muslims. We cannot have too many of those at all. We can't. The more of those voices speaking, the better. I appreciate the likes of Apostate Prophet, friendly Muslim. What's her name? Can. Oh goodness, Can. What's her name? A lovely lady. Sugar. What's her name now? Skip me now. Infidel Noodle, that's another one. Noraya, that's it. Noraya Khan. I've been on there myself. So how did I forget her name? We Rise. Okay. Right. I will check that out later. We Rise. Right. We Rise. .co.uk. Okay, I will check that out later on. UK is now the not so great Britannistan. Britannistan as in like Afghan. He said Britannistan. Britannistan. I'll criticize Islam to my dying breath. And you have earned the right to do so, Denisha. You have earned the right. It is your right. And yeah, although that's something they say, I was talking to somebody and they said, you can't attack Islam. How do you attack Islam? I'm not sure I understand. How do you attack Islam? How does one attack Islam when we're just pointing out this is what we see, this is what inspired this was that man who said his child or his belief. He said the child face the law. He give up his he will give up his child for his religion. I will upload that clip on so you guys can see the man I was having conversation with. As soon as he said that, I just shut that conversation down fast. I can't be dialoguing with somebody who would choose a belief over their child. No, that's not what we're doing here. James Tank. You're an ex-Muslim, James Tank? Listen, if you are an ex-Muslim here, let me tell you this. 1 second. Let me do this. How do I do this? Okay. If you are an ex-Muslim and you are listening to me, I want you to know that you are my hero. You are my hero or heroine if you are female. What a feat. What a great thing that you have done. Against all odds, you walked away. Against all odds. Against everything that is stacked up against you. You're an ex-Muslim. That is a big deal. And I commend you. Don't ever let anyone invalidate you or invalidate your story. What you have done is deserving of praise, is deserving of adoration. I'm losing my words now. I am here for you. I'm an ex-Christian, but I recognize that it is I recognize that it is not a small ordeal to leave Islam. And so I do commend you. If I could give you flowers, I would give you flowers. If I could give you a hug, I would give you a hug. Right? Don't let anyone change or don't let anyone try to cloud your reality. It's your reality. Embrace life. Do you. You deserve your space here on earth, but most importantly, be safe. Most importantly, be safe. Okay? But I commend you. Well done. Good job. You did it. You did it. And well done to you. Kudos. My goodness. Wow. Ex-Muslims, they are the best, guys. An ex-Muslim. Hey. Considering there is that threat of if you leave, you know the punishment for leaving. So, Right, let me add this back here. So, Danisha says, I am born an ex-Christian, an ex-Muslim. I am both an ex-Muslim. Oh, really? Both an ex-Christian and ex-Muslim. Oh my goodness. Wow. You're even an ex-Muslim and an ex-Christian. That is even she is courageous, isn't she? Yeah, I didn't know Elle. I didn't know she was a Muslim. I didn't know that. Yeah, it feels good. Yes, well done. Well done to you. Well done. I grew up Christian and you then converted to Islam as an adult. Wow. Guys. So I tell you just some of the things, some of the videos I'm planning to do, right? Queers for Palestine. Who's interested in watching Queers for Palestine? I'm like, Queers for Palestine? Wait, Queers for Palestine. Is it me or what? I mean, I get it. These people think they're fighting. Yes, we're fighting the fight. We're fighting the cause. Yes, but Queers for Palestine. Okay, okay. Queers for Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Queers for Palestine. That's one I don't understand. Queers for Palestine. I don't. I do not. I don't understand it, but I would like to talk about it. But I don't understand. I don't know how you can be a queer for Palestine. Chickens for KFC. When I heard that, it was just the perfect analogy. Chickens saying to KFC, we support you. Yes, we are for you, KFC. We okay. All right. All right. Quest for Palestine in the West, but mm, 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 mm. They don't know. They don't know. You have marched for some of these folks. Have you get woke? James is laughing. But Queers for Palestine. How does one explain that? This is real chickens for KFC. It's I don't know, but I have seen Muslims who are queer. I've seen that. That's different. If they can somehow, if they can make that work for them, I mean, good on them. If you can be queer and Muslim, although for me, I just think love yourself more. Don't put yourself under such constraint to be subject yourself to a religion that doesn't support you, that doesn't like you. Why would you want to do that to yourself? I mean, you don't need that religion. You can live your life without that religion. But some people need religion. Some people need it. They need that comfort blanket. They need that, thing that helps them feel good, which I understand. But queers for Palestine, I don't understand that one. For secular Israel. Okay, fantastic. That comedian also said, like blacks joining the blacks joining the KKK. I would have been one of them. I'm bisexual, but I resent myself heavily while practicing Islam. It wasn't good for me at all. Exactly. You'll have to give up some parts of who you are just to practice the religion and be queer. Anyway, that's just some people.
But we're not.
Do you think people would brand you guys racist?
How can you be racist against a multiracial religion that includes lots of white people?
Hey, Satan, where have you
Don't
been?
dislike
Satan?
Muslims themselves. I think that they've
Satan,
been
where
led
have you
astray by a 7th century, very intolerant, very totalitarian ideology. If I was to say, oh, the Nazis are this, that, and the other, you wouldn't say, oh, you're being racist, would you?
No, I don't like Nazis. Some people
might say that your organization is closer to Nazis than it is to most other political organizations in the UK.
Well, what's the basis of that? I could say that you're a Nazi. I could say anything. Talk's cheap. Where's the proof? Right, we're going to be going.
Satan, yes, I mean, I get where you're coming from with that comment. But for me, no conversion at all. Nobody converting to nothing. Any religion that requires people to convert, that religion cannot be the truth. Because if it was the truth, no one needs convert. No one needs convert to anything. Any religion that requires you to convert, say some words, I make up my mind that the God of this religion is the truth and the one and only truth, and this is the I receive you into my heart. Come and take over my life and come and... Any religion that says convert, stay away. Whatever that religion is, no one needs convert. It's time to get rid of conversion, converting to any kind of religion.
Into Brick Lane now.
It's come to our attention that Muslim
I agree, Denisha.
are operating in this area, confiscating alcohol and harassing women. If you see anything, please report it.
It's a bullshit. We never had
Wow.
anything. I've been here for 25 years. I never heard of this shit. Do you think that's why like this? I'm putting his ass. He's talking bullshit.
That gave this to me, he thought I was with you and said you should stick it up your ass.
I can imagine there'll be reactions along those lines, but you know, we're not here to please everyone. Control.
They've been walking down Brick Lane, handing out the flyers. Some people are telling them to fuck off, some people looking angry. There's a few police starting to circle. They're certainly having an impact.
Brick Lane is an area with a huge Muslim population, which is why handing out pamphlets covered in Crusader iconography might be considered to be in poor taste.
And they are somewhere writing the Muslim people describe and harassing the women. It is not true.
We're not here for ordinary Muslims. No, it's only the Muslim extremists.
It might be, but they're not here.
We haven't seen them.
At the end of the day, it's down to their communities to police these people that are doing this thing in the first place.
Look at the demographics with the Muslim population getting bigger and bigger. It should worry everyone in this country.
Just keep things going, yeah? We'll meet at the end of the road.
If he was to come and tell me to take my can and bear at my face, mate, I thought I was you have a good night.
Yeah, there was a little bit of anger perhaps on Brick Lane while they were leafleting, but unsurprisingly, Mohammed's army didn't rise to try and behead them all. It doesn't have the same kind of physical presence as the EDL had maybe 18 months ago. He claims that this is because he's currently working with a squadron of the elite far right, but his followers don't look in particular great shape. Look, we're just driving past my house. This is how weird this is. We're following an armoured vehicle, and it's just in the streets that we live and work in.
Since the first time we'd gone out with Abdul and his patrol in East London, the guys responsible for the Muslim Patrol viral videos had been arrested and imprisoned for harassment and assault.
Good.
It turns out the pair who had been arrested had been members of Anjem Chowdhury's crew, who we had met during the course of making this film.
No one wants to say the truth. If you disobey Allah, it's going to be bad for you. But, you know, alhamdulillah, the Muslims, we speak the truth, and that's what we came to do, inshallah. We don't care about the consequences, we don't care about what people think. We've only got to please Allah, inshallah.
We went to Whitechapel to see Abdul Mahid and find out what had happened.
Do you see that?
What is it about this ideology that makes people become so radical? That makes people just become such a baddie, a meanie. What is it about the religion that makes somebody decide, I want to bomb a place, I want to commit evil because I want 72 virgins? 72 virgins. When I first heard it, I thought it was a joke. Until on one of my TikTok lives, this man, yeah, we can have a joke. Me and him, we have a joke whenever he comes to engage with me. But he has told me he is looking forward to his 72 wives. He says for him, that is his reward. He is desperately looking forward to his 72 wives. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can ever find that clip. Yeah. He has said to me, that's all he wants. several times, and I make a joke about it every time I see him. And the man looking forward to his 72, he say, "Yes, I still stand on that. I still stand on that. I still want my 72." What happened? What's happening? What's happening? What's happened? Did I? What happened? Uh-oh. Oh no. What happened there? What happened? What happened there? What happened? Can you guys still see me? Hold on. Let's see. What was that about? Why did they shut that down? Why did they do that? Ah, well. I mean, it's a sensitive subject, but it is what it is. It's one of those. I mean, I know I'm using a copyrighted video, so I'm not trying to get paid by this video. I'm not doing it for that at all. So I don't know what their problem is. I don't know. Um, I don't know what their problem is. Hold on. Is it still playing or no? I need to be sure. Okay. Policy violations. What policy violations? Okay. I mean, I don't know what that was about. I don't know what that was. You can see me? Okay. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. Let me check my emails. They might send me something in my emails. No, there's nothing. There's nothing. So if sometimes when you if you have a violation, they send you something in your email, but there's nothing. So I don't know what that was about. It's because of documentary. Okay, I think it's because of the documentary, but it's okay, guys. I mean, we've seen most of it. We've seen most of the and like I said, this is a series. I think what we will do tomorrow is talk about the grooming gangs, the Muslim. Now, no, let me take that back. The the sex grooming gangs that were perpetrated by predominantly Muslim men. So the Bradford and Rotherham, it was bad. It was really bad. It was really bad, and I don't think their jail terms were long enough. There are algorithms that probably flag the transcription. Sensitive and teenage goth. Listen, Dean, YouTube is not sensitive at all. YouTube is not. TikTok that's a nightmare, that one. That's a nightmare. No, YouTube is 10 times better. 10 times better. So guys, here's my links if you would like to support the channel. Yeah, if that's something you would like to do. I've got what do you call it? Memberships, super chats. Yes, all of that. If this is something you would like to do, no obligation at all. But yeah, they say every little helps. Guys, Islam in the UK. This is an ongoing conversation because this is something that a lot of people here in the UK just all right, let's just go along. And this reverts. You see a lot of an Essex lad talking about I'm a revert. Huh? Essex guy hasn't got a clue about Islam, doesn't know nothing about Islam, talking about he's a revert. You see the white babes. What? Oh, thank you, El. You see the white ladies. The someone called them carrots. I don't know. I don't call them that. Very clueless ladies, but they're reverting. They say they. But I don't like the word reverts because I don't agree with that whole revert concept. That's just I think that's what they tell themselves to make themselves feel good. But nobody submits. Oh, we all submit to a creator. Excuse me? No. They say that is our fitra. Fitra? Fitra. I think I hope I'm saying it correct. That we were all born Muslims. I reject that. I reject that. I was not born a Muslim. I've never been a Muslim and I will never be a Muslim. Never. Never. So, no, that cannot be the default. Muslims think that being a Muslim is the default. And so when you convert, they say you're making your way back to your default settings. No, 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 we don't do that. We don't do that. Thank you, El. I do appreciate. Yeah, I appreciate that. Showing the love. Thank you for providing this space for us. No, El, thank you for engaging with me. So, guys, we will talk about the Muslim. Don't let me say Muslim grooming gangs. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see what they call it. Rotherham. Let's see. Rotherham. So that I'm not calling it what is right. The Rotherham Child Sex Abuse Gang. Guys, let me show you just very briefly. Very briefly. Let's go and have a look at it so you can see what this is about. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, that's why I would not say Muslim because I can see some white people here. I can see some. Wow, half of the Rotherham Sex Gang core members are already back on the street despite being involved in the abuse and trafficking of up to 1,400 girls. No. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Hold on. So, a Daily Mail investigation found that at least 11 members of the Rotherham grooming gang have been quietly released after serving only half their sentences or due to be released soon. So insulting for the victims and the whistleblowers involved. Wow. These are just some of the faces. Most of them predominantly Muslim men. Hold on, let me do this. Yeah, you get the full picture with this one. Right. Let's see. You get so grooming gang review kept secret as Home Office claims releasing findings is not. Why would you keep it secret? So I want the names of these people. Let's see. The names of them. Where are their names? Where are their names? Where did their names go? Where can't see their names. Wait. 1 second. Groups. The names of these people, right? Gangs names. Wow. The Rotherham grooming gangs may have abused more than 1,500 victims. 1,500 victims. Oh, can you get away from here, please? Oh, goodness. Why do they always show? Okay, so trying to see if I can find any of their names. Why don't they put the names? Why only the pictures? I don't see these people.
This lengthy trial marks the culmination of a 2.5-year investigation by South Yorkshire Police, the Crown Prosecution Service and Rotherham Council into the systematic and organised sexual abuse of young girls in Rotherham. Even more importantly, the verdict today marks a crucial milestone for those victims and survivors who endured years of violent and horrific sexual abuse at the hands of these vile individuals. They've shown incredible bravery, reliving vicious and traumatic events for the courts that for many of these young women completely shattered their lives and caused life-changing damage. I can't begin to put into words the trauma that these women experienced at such a young age. For their courage and for their support of this investigation, I am eternally thankful, and I can't really express how pleased I am for them. I'm pleased that their voices have finally been heard, believed, and that those responsible have been publicly held to account for the crimes. 2 defendants were found not guilty by the jury, and whilst of course I am disappointed, I fully respect the verdict and the legal system that I work to. This prosecution covers a 16-year period with offences dating from 1987 to 2003. Today we have secured the conviction of 6 individuals with 45 criminal offences. We accept there is still much to do. I have an extremely dedicated and passionate team, and we will regroup tomorrow with the same enthusiasm for the next stage of the investigation. I can only hope that the victims out there see the result today and the work of the agencies involved throughout this investigation to bring this case before the courts. I hope this gives them the confidence to come forward and tell someone what happened or may still be happening. If victims of sexual abuse come to the police, we will help them, we will support them, and do everything we can to put these criminals responsible in prison where they belong. Thank you.
Okay, so someone mentioned in the chat that it wasn't just Bradford and Rotherham, right? So this is a British documentary on child abuse by grooming gangs raises a storm. Watch videos. We'll do that tomorrow, right? It lists a number of places: Blackburn, Burton-on-Trent, Accrington, Canterbury, Coventry, Chelmsford, Leeds, Dewsbury, Derby, Peterborough, Middlesbrough, Telford, Bristol, Huddersfield, Newcastle, Oxford. This is a problem. This is a problem. And if you look at these faces, I'm sorry you guys cannot see. Let me see if we can make this picture bigger. Can we make it any bigger? Wait, let's see. Don't know. I don't think we can make them any bigger. If you see the faces, they look like people from a certain demography. Although there are few ones out there who are not, but majority of them have something in common. Something. But they don't list their names. That's just the thing. I don't know. Wait, let's see. Do they have names? The last time I looked on this, you could see the name Mohammed something, Abdul. It's just those names, right? Why still haven't been deported? They have families now. You see, this is the thing. My family, my wife, my kids, my. It's hard to deport when some of these people they got a British passport, they got families, they've got attachment to the country, and they when they come out, I'm reformed, I'm not gonna do it again. I don't know. I honestly do not know. But guys, name maybe Abdul, Abdul, right? Yeah, a lot of Abdul. You when I looked, a lot of Muhammad, Abdul, and yeah, those kind of names. So anyway, folks, I will catch you all tomorrow. We will talk about the grooming gangs, right? But please, on your way out, do not forget to give the stream a thumbs up. If you're catching this later on, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And ongoing conversation, we will continue to talk about Islam, right? Fastest growing religion. We will continue to talk about it. So, yeah. All right, folks. Nah, deport them anyway. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. I don't know. It's yeah, it's not that easy. Do you guys know Shamima Begum? Does anybody know Shamima Begum? Anybody know Shamima Begum? Does that name ring a bell for any of you? Before I go, does that ring a bell? We can talk about that at some point, Shamima. That girl. He said it's the fastest breeding religion. He said the fastest breeding religion. Ooh. You know, yes, Malaka knows. This young lady decided, I want to go and join ISIS. I want to go over there. I want to be a bride to one of the IS. And she left. She was still young. I think she was about 17. I don't know. Really young. When she got there, so that life was not all that it was made out to be. This girl has been trying desperately to come back to the UK. But because she has identified with the terrorist organization, she was ISIS bride. I think she's even got a child or two with some of the ISIS men. But when she packed her bags and left to go and join that group, that was her British citizenship was revoked. She has been trying desperately to get back. Try, appeal upon them. They keep turning it down. You stay over there. Stay over there, lady. She was about 17, yeah. Huh? She was about 17, yeah. She was quite young when she says, and I'll be good and God damned if she still ain't trying. She is still trying. She is still trying to come back. Yes. Shamima Begum is still trying to come back. Yes. So I think we should talk. We should talk about Shamima Begum at some point. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, older than Aisha though. But Malaka Aisha is the mother of Islam. There was a reason for that. She's a scholar. Remember, she's a scholar. They went to her for words from the Prophet. There was an agenda. She's the mother of Islam. She's the mother of Islam. She was 9 years old. No, she's the mother of Islam, though. Yeah. UK said LOL. We don't want you. Yeah, that's not you. Stayed there. UK government to Shamima. Yeah, they said. She has cried. She has talked about all sorts of. Oh, I've got babies. Listen, they're not budging. They're not budging. They just said, Madame, you chose, and you stay over there. We acknowledge your choice. We will support your choice to choose. Yeah, go on and you do it now. People just 17. She wasn't the only one. There was lots of young ladies leaving. There were sisters, 2 sisters that left. I don't know whatever happened to them. Just youngsters, easily beguiled, easily indoctrinated. So harmful. So harmful. Anyway, folks, let me say my final goodbyes, and I will see you all tomorrow. Right? Let's do these grooming gangs tomorrow. Okay? All right, folks. Good night. Good night. Good night. I think one girl from that group died. Yeah, let's do that. I will put some videos together and we'll see what we come up with. Okay. All right, folks. Thank you all so much. Elle, thank you for the gift. Tanisha, see you later. Malaka, everyone. Let's see who else. Ian Davenport. Was Ian Davenport here today? Was Ian Davenport here? Did I see Ian? Gerwalk, hey. Let's see. Dean Kruger. James Appleson. Who else? Satan. Yeah. Anyway, anybody I don't remember their names. Thank you for James Tang. James Tang. Right. Everyone, good night, and I will see you all tomorrow. Good night.